Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
If you missed our KBLA Talk 1580 Town Hall, the Altadena Eden Fire, 100 Days and Counting, you missed an evening of reverence, reflection, and reality.
You gotta live in the reality because this is it. Every day you wake up, is this my life? Don't stay in denial because yes it is. Don't stay in bargaining where you're praying for a miracle and if it wouldn't have happened, then this is what I would have done. It did.
Our panel participants kept it real. Really real.
I think, number one, it's amazing to me how we ignore systemic racism in our community, and as a people, we've apologized for so much, but when will we stop apologizing for what we have paid for? Because the truth of the matter is we paid for this.
You can always count on KBLA Talk 1580 to give it to you straight, no chaser. When you love folk, you tell them the truth. Seeking the truth, speaking the truth. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we don't black.
At the tone, please record your message.
You ready?
Drop it!
Mr. Tavis Smiley, preach it. Thank you, man. Politics in this country is crazy. You put things in perspective that even I didn't. The right is playing fast and loose with facts and scapegoating everyone under the sun, especially black and brown people. As a white man, I do not agree with this, and I am on my black and brown brothers and sisters' side. Fight the good fight. Know that I am part of the resistance. Let's fight the power.
Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
How do you mend when your world's apart? Ooh, carry on. Ooh, from the start. Somehow we fell in love, then fell right out of touch. And ooh, that was hard. But ooh, here we are. And it's easier to walk away than to look for what would make you stay. Remember when we first met? We were having so much fun. So now how could we both forget? Telling each other we're the one. We would make love at the drop of a hat. Remember that? Yeah. I remember you and
KBLA Talk 1580. He's back. I'm so excited. Ron G is here. He's a comedian, an actor, a writer, a host, an Emmy winning producer.
Hey.
Yes.
Hey,
and
thanks for having me. Good to see you.
Actor, so many things. Great to see you too, Ron G.
I do so much cool stuff. I really enjoy my life.
Yeah, you do. And you work really hard too.
I do.
Good
I
thing you
super
liked
late
it.
last night.
You did?
Yeah.
And you're still here. Thank
I
you.
host at the
Chocolate Sundaes. What am I
and,
thinking? I've been to that show many times.
Oh yeah, I got stripper hours. I'm always sleeping.
You got stripper hours and a young child.
Oh yeah, no
which
days
is
off.
A tough combination.
It is, but it's a blessing. I feel like we always ask for blessings, but don't think about the work attached to it. Whenever you ask for a blessing, it always comes for work. Comes for work, like getting a new job or wanting marriage or wanting a kid. It's all attached to work, but I want the blessing. Like, no, but you ain't ready for that work though.
Yeah. And you do have a little one who is already kind of performing with you.
Man, this boy is so funny.
He's hilarious.
He is so funny to watch and watch him figure it out. Watch him say sorry when he was supposed to. He was like, "Sorry, Daddy, sorry." And I'm like, how do you know when to say I'm sorry? That's crazy.
Emotional intelligence.
Crazy. And he read people so well.
Yeah.
He's rarely wrong. Like, if he meets you and doesn't cry, you're good. But if he cry, your spirit is trash.
So you guys have to edit your guest list based on
No, I let him be great. I'm like, ooh, okay. Noted. Noted, son. He's not wrong.
Let him be great. Okay. Look, Ron G, since we started with Chocolate Sundaes, if you're in LA, you can come see Ron G.
Yep.
Actually hosting in a lineup of comics.
Absolutely. Every Saturday, 7 and 9:30, I am the host of Chocolate Sundaes. Sometimes I'm traveling and stuff, but if you check my page, Comedian Ron G, all my info is on there, and I'll let you know when I'm hosting. It's a great time.
It's Sunday, isn't it?
It's an experience. I can't explain.
You said Saturday. I know you're tired.
I did?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this is early. I had to eat.
Yeah, you said Saturday. I was like,
did say Saturday.
Did
Oh, my
Chocolate
goodness.
Sundays changed to Saturday? Okay.
No,
good.
it's definitely me.
Good. It's Sundays. Okay.
Sleepy time. Strip hours.
It's amazing because you don't look tired, so that's what threw me.
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely tired.
If you were like, it's on Saturday.
I don't really wake up till like 10:30, 11. I'm up, but I'm not up.
Well, you know what? Then I really owe you because you used to do Front Page, which was on even earlier than this show.
That was crazy.
I was on from 4:30
The sun wasn't up.
No, the sun was not
It was
up.
dark when I walked in that building. I'm like, that's crazy. But I love you, though. That's why I'm here.
Aw, I love you back. You and your beautiful wife, who,
Thank you.
I know you guys do a podcast
Yep.
about relationships.
Q&A with Bay.
Q&A with Bay. And, we were going to recreate that there, but you guys have a kid that's having Q&A with Bay right now.
Oh, yeah. The dictator don't let her go out when she want to. So
The dictator.
yeah, the dictator. The Prince of Zamunda is what we call him.
Yeah, that's how it be.
But we here. I got answers.
Well, I know you do.
I got all the answers.
So, yeah, we call it Black Mariage Monday. You guys are 6 years in?
6 years. We just celebrated 6-year wedding anniversary. Now I've learned so much about myself and this thing we call love, which I say is work. And you choose whether you want office work or construction work based off your decision making. Ain't nothing wrong with little office work. But construction work, I don't want that at home.
It's not for everybody, right? So define the difference since you went there.
Office work, you're going to need fine tuning. You got to do that yearly evaluation, but that could be monthly depending on how you act in your relationship. And then construction work is you're doing heavy lifting all the time. And that's one of those things where it's like, sometimes we meet people and you can have a conversation and change behavior. And sometimes you meet people and it takes a random act of God to change that. And that's the construction work, where you see these behaviors and it would take therapy, a random act of God, and a life-changing event to want them to be better. And you decide based off what the person is showing today what you want to be a part of, because sometimes potential is not a real thing.
Yeah.
Even though we make it a thing.
Well, especially when we project, right? Potential with projection could just be a whole illusion.
Man, I got so many theories, and that's one of them. One of them is I feel like most of the time, women, when you find a man, the man you're with is competing with the man in your head, and the dude that you're with is losing because he's always trying to compete with this magical man in your head. And sometimes when you realize the person you're with is who they are, you can enjoy your relationship.
So having a relationship with the actual person,
actual
rather than
person.
what we're projecting,
most people don't get to that phase.
Is what you're saying.
Most people don't get to that phase.
Really, you don't think we ever do? We're just constantly in fantasy fiction mode.
I think based off social media, because you want the finished product. But all the people I know who have a complete life, according to them, they built with somebody. I don't think you get a complete life at hello, because you have to go through life to figure that thing out. And love is a choice. Love is not this magical warm and fuzzy. It's a part of it, but I don't think warm and fuzzy is sustainable.
Right, because the warm and fuzzy or the chemistry or whatever that is, that you have to have that to get attracted to the person.
It's a part of the attraction process.
But if that's all there is.
But then life starts lifing, and then you can't get past that. We talking about depression, people getting sick, family, going through stuff, and like, what does that look like?
So what's the secret sauce? I mean, what's the not so secret sauce there? Is it compatibility?
I don't believe in compatibility.
You don't?
No.
Really?
No.
What does that mean?
It's important, but again, what if you have...
Well, my head is exploding. What do you mean you don't believe in compatibility? You mean it's not a real thing, or that it's
No,
just...
it's definitely a thing.
Okay.
I mean, it's a part of the attraction process. But imagine meeting somebody and you like, this is my soulmate. On the soul level, this is my person. But when it's time to be an adult and have hard conversation, they shut down, they run, and they don't want to talk. But everything else is compatible. Then what? Is it still a soulmate?
It might be an ex-soulmate. Is there such a
thing
as an ex-soulmate?
You can connect on such a dope level when it's fun, but I'm saying when life happens, like, what about if somebody goes into a deep depression and don't want to get out of it? Are they still your soulmate?
Or they can't get out of it.
They can't get out of it. Life is life, and you can't be like, hey, stop being depressed, or, or
right now.
Hey, look, right, or hey, look, I'm feeling this way about you, and they're like, well, why you always got to bring up stuff, and why you nagging? And it's like, are they still your soulmate?
Yeah.
But all the other stuff, the fun stuff is easy.
Well, in theory, if someone was compatible, we would have a shared value that we
live in
talk
a should
stuff
land.
through.
We live in a should land.
Should. Yeah.
That should.
Yeah.
Should land make you crazy. Should land is not good for your heart. But they're a great person. They make good money. They're decent looking. They love God. And but when it's time to, they decent, got a nice face. But when it's time to have hard conversation, they're not the best at that. But if I work through it and help them unpack their childhood stuff by giving them grace to go through it and be in my space, then we can work through it. But if you tap out and be like, I don't want to deal with this, you never see it all the way through. And I'm not saying you got to stay and be abused in the meantime, but sometimes instead of jumping in to help save people, you have to throw ropes.
Throw ropes.
Yeah, throw ropes.
What does that look like in a regular conversation?
So people have toxic behavior. Especially in LA. LA is such a unique place. Like, example, you can't just be pretty and talented in LA. You have to be a little sarcastic. You have to be a little snippy. You have to be overly funny. You have to be something else in addition to protect yourself from people. Because when you're a good-natured person in a place where people are longing for connection and, ooh, I like that energy, but they never want to add to it, you have to have these extra things. And then how do you navigate through that? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to add a few things in order to thrive. Because if not, it'll be overwhelming.
That's really interesting. I remember when I first came to LA, people used to always tell me, "You're not from here."
Right.
Because I would smile at everybody. I think
energy.
I still do it, but people don't say that anymore.
Broken people love that.
Apparently, I added a few things, like you said.
Right.
Because people don't say that to me anymore. Oh, you're not from here. You're so nice.
But you're also a thing, though. Like
I'm a thing.
You're a thing in LA. Like, everybody knows who you are. So it's like,
thank you.
There's a mist around you that, they don't want to just run up on you.
Okay, so it's not just that I've gotten mean. But you're right. I mean, there's layers to that because you want to protect yourself, but you also want to be a kind, at least I want to be a kind and genuine person.
Right. And so you have this thing about you and how people view you, but when somebody gets to know you, you're another person. They like, well, this ain't the on-air personality
That's not what I signed up for.
Right. And then it's a whole nother thing.
So are you saying that it's better to take someone with their toxic behavior and work through it rather than...
Where we get toxic from?
You said there's a lot of toxic behaviors.
It's a lot of things. Like, even childhood, how we argue is from modeled out in our parents.
Right. So what I'm asking you is, when you're in a relationship, are you saying, because we're saying marriage now because it's Black Mariage Monday,
go for
but
it.
whatever, committed relationship, that it's better to
trying
help
to get you to
someone...
the altar.
Right.
We're trying to get you to the altar. Can't start out with marriage. That's for grown folks.
Are you saying it's better to get someone and say, I'm going to help them work through this behavior, the trauma, to where they can communicate, than to seek a person who's fully formed and ready to be the guy that you're competing with in our heads?
I think you only get about 80%. The rest of it you have to figure it out after the commitment. And so I'm saying find somebody who has all the traits you like, but make sure when it's time to be an adult, they show up.
Yeah.
Like, just trying. Some people don't try. Some people like, this is who I am. When I hear this is who I am, that means you don't want to work on yourself. That means this is the best I'll ever get.
This is who I am is a red flag.
It's definitely a red flag. But if it's like, look, I know I'm not this magical guy in your head, but I'm trying to show up in your space because you have already established this life and I'm trying to be a part of it. Help me. Help me help you help us. I'm trying.
I love that.
Does that make sense?
Help me help you help us. Yeah.
I'm trying.
Yeah, we're talking with comedian Ron G. He's also a podcaster in the relationship space. 800-920-1580 if you want to weigh in. And congratulations, by the way, on your 6 years of matrimony.
Man.
That's a great thing.
Man. Beautiful office work.
We'll continue the conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
A safe place to go loud. A great place for progressive politics. KBLA Talk 1580.
You really about to do it?
40 acres and a mule. This is bigger than the music.
You really about to do it?
Yeah, they tried to rig the game, but you can't fake influence.
Who among us doesn't like black music? But Kendrick is right. This moment is so much bigger than music. These are serious times. We've got serious problems, and we need serious people who understand that slogans are not solutions. When you want substantial and sober analysis about things that matter to you and the ones you love, this is where you turn. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we've got your black.
Another checkup? Why are so many people getting new puppies?
Dr. Kim's veterinary office is littered with cuteness.
We are booked solid for weeks, but who can say no to a puppy, right? Oh, who's your good boy? Oh, who's your?
She needs to find extra vet techs to get those pups some extra love.
I need Indeed.
Indeed, you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, candidates can find it easier, so you can hire easier. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. With Downy Unstoppables, you just toss, wash, wow, for all-day freshness.
The Comedy Connection series featuring KBLA's Zoe Williams, the voice of reason, and the alpha male of comedy, Ray Grady. We're going to transform relationship disasters into stand-up material live at Inglewood's Miracle Theater on May 31st at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. My clinical team will disclose all of your dating woes, while the alpha male of comedy, Ray Grady, has hand-selected supremely talented comedians to roast all of our tragic relationship choices. I dare you to bring your ex's phone number, because Ray, he's going to text it live, and the crowd will be sourcing emojis. Tickets are moving swiftly, so don't hesitate to grab yours at themiracleinglewood.com before I diagnose your dating history as a pre-existing condition.
This ad is brought to you by Care for the Injured, which is not a law firm. Past results don't guarantee future outcomes. Recovery depends on case details. Did you or a loved one take the birth control shot Depo-Provera and later develop a brain tumor? You are not alone. Thousands of women in the U.S. have been affected and deserve compensation. Depo-Provera, a widely used birth control injection, has been linked to serious brain tumors like meningiomas. If you use Depo-Provera for at least a year and were diagnosed with a brain tumor, you may be entitled to significant compensation. Our network of attorneys fight for the rights of women like you, women who were never warned about the risk of birth control shots. Our caring legal team is standing by to help you get the justice and compensation you deserve. The sooner you call, the sooner we can begin working on your case. Call 800-256-1276 now for a free confidential case review. That's 800-256-1276. Call 800-256-1276.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
It's a Black Mariage Monday, and Ron G, comedian Ron G, that's your handle on Instagram, comedian Ron G. Got a lot of followers. And I love your Instagram because we get laughs. It's not all just like, come see me at Chocolate Sundaes every week.
I know. It's really tough doing promo. Like, is there a part of radio that you don't like?
Getting up in the morning. I like once I'm up and I'm doing it, it's great.
Oh, that's funny.
It's the actual getting up.
Promo feels like that. It feels like begging. Hey, guys, I'm at the Chuckle Bucket in so-and-so city. Come see me. Come on, guys. I need to get these numbers. Please show up. Like, it feels like begging, but it's a part of it.
Every job has an aspect of that.
Oh, man.
Yeah. But you know what? You're funny even when you're doing promo, and that's amazing. And if you've heard Ron G on this show and laughed, I'm going to say go see him, because a lot of what you do is physical comedy that we don't even hear on the radio, which is hilarious.
Funny. Yeah, I've always saw in pictures. I always saw in pictures, and I never knew that this is a part of what it meant when I was a kid. Like when I told a story, I did a TED Talk about this where I call it making your weirdo work for you. And I talked about how as a kid, when I told a story, I would become the person versus just saying what happened. And I didn't know why God gave me that gift until I got older. I'm like, oh, that's why I can hear something and instantly do it. And that served you, I'm sure, because you also have an acting career going. Absolutely. Yeah.
So, I mean, I know I want to get into this, some of your theories around relationship, but I got to ask you, what else should we be looking out for you in? Because you always got a lot of stuff going on.
I do.
Stand-up comedy, drama, comedy, acting, relationships.
I just shot this Christmas movie called Spirited Christmas. I'm not sure if it comes out this year or next year, but Spirited Christmas. I have this huge campaign coming up that I can't speak about yet, but I found out about a week and a half ago that I booked it, and I'm on tour. On May 25th, 7 o'clock, I'll be at Mic Drop Comedy Club, which is in San Diego. Mic Drop Comedy Club, San Diego, and I think on the 28th, I will be in Chandler, Arizona, which I'm very excited about. And I have the Comedy and Conversations at the Miracle Theater, which was
with Zoe Williams.
Zoe Williams and Ray Grady, the alpha male of comedy.
Yes.
What day is that?
That's going to be great.
Oh, it's going to be amazing.
What a combination.
It's going to be reckless. I'm trying to figure out what day it is, but hopefully by the time we get off of this.
Yeah, we just need to listen to our own commercial, and then I can
that would
tell
definitely
you.
help.
Yeah, I'll listen to the commercial.
That would definitely help.
Then I'll tell you.
Yep.
That's dope. Tidy Whitey says, I love this conversation. Thank you, Dominique, for doing
Tidy
what you
Whitey.
do. That's his handle on
I know. Well, Tidy Whitey's is like white draws. The
Right.
factory setting draws. That we wore as a kid. The factory setting. The stocking stuffers.
E.C. Courtney says put God first, the best to guide and the best to provide.
Won't he do it?
And Molly Bell says, so now after 3 marriages, you come along. Let me call some of my younger friends and family members. And E.C. Courtney says, keep the marriage institution strong and the family first.
You got to do that work.
Do you guys have rules in your marriage?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have rules. Certain things, we know each other's boundaries, which is very important. Sometimes we meet people and think automatically, well, they should just know. Like, no, you don't know. You know, especially based off how you were raised. Like, I'm a Southern man. My mom was a little conservative, so I prefer my lady to dress a little conservative because, again, of who I am and representing each other. And, you know, we argued about that in the beginning because I don't want to stifle her and be like, you can't dress a certain kind of way. You dress freely.
And your wife is gorgeous.
She's curvy.
She's
Thank you.
Yeah, she's a 10, so.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
But curvy women, when they wear the same outfit that somebody else is not curvy wear, it reads different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I had to tell her that. And she was like, no. I'm like, listen, it don't.
And you guys reached
we figured it out.
A compromise.
For some reason, when she became a mom, she don't want to dress like this no more. And I'm like, wait, what's the difference? I mean, you're the same person. What are we doing?
Well, I tried to tone it down a little when I had a child also because you think about how the child's friends will perceive you and how that impacts your kid's life.
Yeah.
This is not just me.
I'm worried about safety.
I didn't tone it all the way down, but I toned it down some.
Go, girl. You be showing a little thigh meat? Little thigh meat when you go out?
Not too much.
A little clavicle? Little collarbone meat?
But I mean, I think it's natural for people.
Yeah, we argued about that for a long time. When I first met my wife, I was like, look, 3 B's, booty, belly, breasts. You can show 2 of 3. We don't need to show all 3.
2 out of 3.
You hanging out with your single friends, we're trying to do marriage. What are we doing?
2 out of 3 is fair.
I think it's very fair.
Yeah, it's very fair.
But at the time, she was fighting me on it because I think she just didn't want me to tell her nothing. And I'm like, look, I need you to get you home. People are crazy.
But also, sometimes as women, we think that is a warning, a red flag, or a symptom of something that he may be controlling. He may be trying to control, everything in my life as he wants to control how I dress.
Dumping your trauma on me. That had nothing to do with me. I showed up with love.
Fair.
I've never been controlling.
Fair enough.
But here's the thing. Y'all show up in our lives, and y'all have all the answers for what we should do.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah. Y'all try to nag us to success. Y'all try to nag us to success.
Nag you to success.
Yeah, like y'all have. But when we say something, we're being controlling, which is wild.
Well, women can be controlling, too.
Oh, I know. Y'all can do all the things. It's just the stigma's on men. The stuff y'all get to get away with.
Well, you guys nag, and it's not called nagging. So is that...
We don't bother y'all. We retaliate because we tired of y'all being on us.
Retaliate.
We don't bother y'all. Men who provide and show up and do and big, we don't have time to be on you about certain things. Like, men are very strategic. And we accept who we marry. I don't think y'all ever accept who y'all marry. Wow. We know you crazy. We know that you get on our nerves and you like to talk all the time. We know that. You ever see your granddad sitting in the chair and he just rocking? You like, that's just how your grandma is?
Yes.
And Granny got all... She got all the questions, concerns, and criticisms about granddad. And he like, just leave me alone.
Yes, I have.
We know what we're getting into. Y'all, that's why I said we compete with the magical man in your head.
So you're saying we never accept our partners?
Ever.
We always are looking to change them or
ever.
Or we're editing them as we go in real time? Like
But it comes down to you imposing what you do on them.
But if we marry you, doesn't that mean we accepted you?
No. We are a fixer-upper in your head. It's a group project that we had nothing to do with.
A group project?
See, Miles nodding. I'm telling you, it's a group project that we had nothing to do. You got to nag us to success.
Wow, that's crazy.
If I'm wrong, please tell me I'm wrong. Because y'all don't accept
silence reigns in the studio.
Yeah.
If I'm wrong, please.
Granddaddy knew exactly who Grandma was, but Grandma still want Granddad to be this magical man in her head.
So are you saying, just for clarity, that I see Miles pulling the mic down. He's got something to say. That's fine. Are you saying that we would be happier if we would accept the man we actually married or committed to rather than constantly upgrading him?
We impose our should on people. Like, even when my wife be on me how I clean, she was like, you supposed to clean? I'm like, there's more than one way to clean anything. You know what I'm saying? It's simple stuff, but to her, you need to clean it a certain kind of way. There's more than one way to watch a kid, but to her way is the right way. And I'm like, look, I have my way of doing things. Dad is not as gentle and graceful when I do things. You know what I'm saying? But Mom does all those things, and even how she talked to him, she got the mom voice. Hey, handsome. Hey, blah, blah. I don't do all that with my son.
Yeah, well,
that's Mom's job.
That's that's why we get a mother and a father.
Right.
If
that's
we're lucky.
Mom's job.
If we're lucky. Yeah.
If he fall, hey, look, son, just don't do that no more. She's like, oh my God, are you okay? And then I watch how my son act when he with her and when she with me. When he with me, he don't cry like that. But when he with her, he be giving her the business.
Yeah, drama because it gets results.
Yep.
Jerry's agreeing with you in the chat. What were you about to say, Miles? Saying men don't nag in offense.
I mean, he just hit a powerful point when, just understanding that that's not how women operate. Women want to change their hair all the time, their clothes all the time, and, they probably would want their man to change often if they could probably change too.
So if we're editing ourselves, we're going to edit you. Is that your point?
No, you edit everything. Right. So of course you'd want to edit your man as well. I get him on that.
Yeah. And when is enough? Y'all want your hair curly, then you want it straight, then you want to change your eyebrows, and then you want to change us.
But don't you guys like it when we change up and ourselves?
Well, honestly, the woman we marry and commit to is the woman that's in our head. You're our princess forever. But then you have these unrealistic demands on us, and you're like, man, you are messing up the fantasy that's in my head.
Woo! Okay, we only got 15 seconds till news, traffic, and sports. I don't know too much
I
can say on top of it. I got time today. Yeah, well, I think it's an interesting point because you can't change people. You really can't.
We know that.
Yeah, you can't change people. 800-920-1580 if you're not too scared. It's a Black Mariage Monday on KBLA. They over here laughing. Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News. Items loaned to D.C.'s National Museum of African American History are being returned after President Trump signed an order to remove, quote, improper, divisive, or anti-American ideology from federally funded institutions. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer criticized President Trump on CNN, claiming the administration violated the rule of law by deporting a 2-year-old U.S. citizen to Honduras without due process. Schumer said Americans are unhappy and it's too soon to consider impeachment as Democrats don't control Congress. There are nearly 900 confirmed measles cases across 10 states, tripling 2024's total. Most cases, nearly 650, are in West Texas. Other affected states include Indiana, Kansas, Michigan, Montana, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Tennessee. And Ryan Coogler's Sinners leads the weekend box office, earning $45 million in its second week after a $48 million opening. KBIN News on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Lakers are in trouble. They need to beat Minnesota 3 straight times to avoid elimination in the NBA playoffs. The Lakers are down 3-1 after losing at Minnesota Sunday, 116-113. Lakers coach J.J. Redick confirmed that he does not have confidence in his bench, which was outscored Sunday 25-6. Redick played LeBron, Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura and Dorian Finney-Smith the entire second half. The group might have worn down in the fourth quarter. The Lakers were outscored 32-19 in the quarter and made only 5 of 18 shots. LeBron and Doncic were combined 1 for 8 and 0 for 3 on three-pointers. LeBron still had a strong game with 27 points, 12 rebounds, 8 assists, 3 steals, and 3 block shots. Doncic had 38 points and Hachimura dropped 23, but that wasn't enough. A must-win Game 5 for the Lakers is Wednesday in L.A. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
I feel so alone.
I'm embarrassed to talk about it.
How can I help my kid if I can't help myself?
I can't remember when I wasn't stressed.
I don't like
inside.
When you feel overwhelmed by your thoughts and emotions, it's okay to get help. You are not alone. CalHope is here for you with free, safe, and confidential mental health resources for youth, young adults, families, and you. Find support now at calhope.org.
KBLA Talk 1580 and the California Black Chamber of Commerce invite you to the Small Business Development Workshop, How to Do Business with California Government, on Thursday, May 15th at Victory Park in Pasadena, 2575 Paloma Street. Get certified and register as a new bidder. Sell products and services to the state. Learn about pre-bid events and more, and it's all free. All you have to do is sign up at www.calbcc.org. That's www.calbcc.org. Registration for the Small Business Development Workshop, How to Do Business with California Government, begins at 9 a.m. and the workshop concludes at 1 p.m. on Thursday, May 15th at Victory Park in Pasadena, 2575 Paloma Street. This is a community call to action from the California Black Chamber of Commerce and KBLA Talk 1580. When the flames subside, who ensures that the stories endure? At KBLA Talk 1580, we're committed to preserving the voices that shape our community. We know people have short memories, and as long as this Black Talk radio station is on the air, we will not let Altadena be forgotten. We are honored to announce that the Altadena Historical Society will officially archive our recent town hall, alongside every episode of Conversation Live, Altadena Rising with James Farr. This is the show of record, the definitive source for tracking Altadena's roots, resilience, recovery, and reunion. These stories will now live on for students, scholars, researchers, and journalists seeking truth and legacy in the months and years to come. Because history isn't just made, it's honored, it's recorded, and it's passed forward. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we've got your black. Find a righteous rage, and don't be afraid to say what you see. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
And look who's in the building, streaming live on YouTube. Ron G is with us, comedian Ron G on Instagram. What are you have handles on YouTube and everywhere else?
Yeah, everything's comedian Ron G, comedian RONG. Please go like, share, and subscribe, and no block your blessing.
Also, he's on tour right now. You can see him in San Diego at Mic Drop on May 28th.
25th.
25th, okay.
Yeah.
I'm
and 28th is Chandler, Arizona.
That's Arizona, okay.
There you go.
Yeah, or just go to the Laugh Factory if you're in L.A.
Actually, this Sunday, I'll be at the Laugh Factory. This coming Sunday, it should be a great time. 7 and 9:30. Go to chocolatesundaes.com for ticket information. Or you can just follow me, comedian Ron G. I will post the link in the bio.
I'm definitely outnumbered because pretty much everyone in the YouTube chat agrees with you, which is makes sense. I mean, Jerry Anderson says men do not nag. Men don't nag. Oh no, that's B-Bell. We advise.
What did Tidy Whitey say?
He didn't say anything else. Brother telling it how it is. Ha 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 ha.
It's what it is.
So I mean, what do you want us to do as women? You say we're trying to edit, we're trying to change, we're nagging you into greatness. This is going to sound really bad, but sometimes it helps. I mean, I've been in relationships where I'm talking about the man. I've been in relationships where I'm not going to say admit to nagging, but maybe I did.
Yeah.
And that person elevated their life. We're not together anymore, but
yeah. So watch this. I believe that women hear directly from God. I believe when a woman is clear about who she is and her heart is soft, God always speaks to you. The problem is when you tell us what God said, it's too much of you in it. Your tone be trash. But we know it's from God. We just don't, at some point, you like, so it's a switch in our head. You be like, are you listening to me? We hear you. But when it's too much of you and God's word, we don't listen no more.
So is it tone or is it the fact that we're, he's looking at Miles. Miles, you
it's
might
mostly
need to get
delivery.
on the
It's too
mic.
much
You just said it. Delivery, yes.
Delivery be trash.
Yes.
But it's God, though. We know it because it don't feel good. Like, it don't always feel good. But if you're always reminding me of what God is telling you, and when I tell you something, it's a whole fit, it's a whole production, what are we doing? Like, you're reminding me that my words don't matter.
So in coaching, the coaching handbook from the LA 84 Foundation says that for every one criticism of your child or player, you're meant to give 7 compliments or affirmations. I don't think most of us practice that.
No, not at all. Not at all. I think that, though, but I think the problem is we got to see you trust your own intuition and get out of your head. If you led with just intuition and trusted our head can trust your intuition. Am I right, Ron?
Yeah, absolutely. And here's the thing I've learned, especially being a married man. You ever have an argument with somebody and both of y'all talking, but none of the words are landing?
Yes.
This is why I believe it's important to believe in a higher power. Because there's been times where I'm trying to tell my wife stuff, and for some reason, my advice, it don't land on her. When she tell me something, I got to change it. Or the house is not comfortable. But what I do is I go to God and I ask him, can you please soften my wife's heart in this area? And he always answers. And I never have to tell her directly. So some arguments I don't have. I'm like, okay, all right. And I talk to my God, and he always answers.
That's a good system.
Yeah.
Jerry's
I accept her
too
who
much
she is.
self actually prevents one from hearing God. Morris says the best thing a woman can do for a man is to make her own money. She gonna get respect.
Has nothing to do with it.
I wonder about that too, because the communication is not impacted by the money. In fact, sometimes it can go the other way if you're making more than your partner.
That's men who provide. We don't care about your money. I'm glad you're gainfully employed, but it kind of bothers me when women lead with this is what I do for a living. Because the things we love about you are your intangibles. That's what makes you special.
Something you said off the air that I thought was really interesting, which is that when a man is locked in, he's not tripping off all that stuff. What do you mean by that?
When a man is locked in, all that stuff that you think we care about, we don't care about none of that. We just want to be in your space. It's almost like I tell women, if a man asks you what you bring to the table, he don't like you.
Oh, man, that makes sense. That absolutely makes sense.
Just like how women make the guys they don't like go through all these hoops. When she don't like you, oh, you need dates, you need trips, you need to woo me and pursue me. But the stuff she's done for the man she like, the nastiness she's partaking in, because, ooh, I like him.
Yeah. I'm not going to argue that.
Yeah.
I've seen it, probably done it.
Yeah, you do that for people that you don't like.
Ron G's doing some heavy myth-busting construction work, says Jerry. Love 1906 says 7 is ideal, but it ain't real and practical for most people to do consistently. But my point is, do we build each other up as much as
7?
He's talking about my 7 compliments for every critique.
Okay.
But my question was, how are we balancing it? Are we balancing building each other up with editing one another?
Or imposing your should on people, which I think is part of the reason why relationships don't work. Imposing your should. As a man, you should. In our relationship, you should. We've been together this long, we should. And it's like, you've seen based off these 12 years we've been together that I've never done this one thing that you want me to do. Why do you keep saying that?
It ain't going to happen.
Should keep your heart sick. Or you can accept the person you with, like I said, and really enjoy your relationship.
So the opposite of should is what?
Is.
Yeah.
He's not 100% the man I want, but he's 90%, and I enjoy that 90%. Enjoy it.
Yes. DJ Black 909 says, we don't want women to obey. We want you to listen. I said duck. You asked why. How you got shot. Why? Now you got shot. We in the hospital, babe. And I said duck.
Man.
TK Kirkland, yeah.
Man, I saw this video of this guy. It was a couple on the train system in New York City. And some guy was harassing the guy, and he was like, yo, his woman was imposing, like, babe, please just, I got this. And as he was trying to keep her away, the guy punched him and knocked both of them out. And I was like, man, what a great parable.
Whoa.
What a great parable.
Crazy.
Yeah, because she didn't listen, and he was trying to protect her.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I have heard this complaint from men, not towards me personally, but in general, that your experience is that women don't listen. Is that right?
Yes.
Women do not listen.
Absolutely don't listen. In the culture we live in, y'all have language to shame us when we do anything. Hey, we can't afford this right now. If you broke, just say that. Hey, this is what I prefer. Oh, you trying to be my daddy? You're controlling? Hey, this is how I feel.
But controlling men is a real thing.
We're not.
It's a real thing.
We're talking about people you actually like.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
That's imposing, projecting what you used to.
Your trauma, back to projecting your trauma.
This is marriage.
Which really comes down to trust.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's also a choice. You say love is a choice. I feel trust is a choice. I choose to trust you because I'm committed to you until further notice.
But here's the crazy part, and my teacher says this, and I have to use this quote. My teacher, the great Donald Bell, said, "What's broken in you to make you commit to somebody that reminds you that you're unlovable?"
What's broken in you to make you commit to somebody that reminds you that you're unlovable? DJ Black 909, Ron G giving us free game. If she really likes you, she would not put you through all these tests.
It don't take all that. Love is simple. Just like how she mentioned, hey, I do this for a living. Like, men don't care about that. If you want partnership, or is your partnership attached to he needs to make this much and blah, do you want love or not?
Well,
statistically speaking, the man that you really want probably, I don't know how to say this nicely.
Don't say it nicely then. Just say it.
The man that you think you should have has way more options than you think he has.
Well, that's that Kevin Samuel stuff.
No.
I mean,
it's not Kevin.
It sounds like it.
No.
The man that you really want has more options than you think he has.
Right.
I think every man has options.
No.
Just about.
But listen, the man who makes a certain amount of money has way more options than you think he has.
You're talking about the man you want in terms of.
When women start bringing up, hey, this is what I do for a living,
right?
That means she got a good job. Meaning she want a man who makes as much as her or more. The man who makes that amount has way more options than she thinks he has. So he can get the younger model with no kids, no stretch marks, no attitude, who's moldable.
So what are you telling a woman with that statement?
What am I telling her?
What is the takeaway?
I'm saying if you want love, ask for that. But don't say you want love and then qualify it.
Okay. He needs to make this much, be this tall,
right.
have this many kids.
Imagine meeting
kids or whatever.
You make 6 figures as a woman, you do really, really well, and you meet a really dope school teacher that loves kids, shows up, and has a heart to seeing the community great. But he's not good enough because he don't make enough. But he shows up. 90% the man you actually want.
But actually has a job. I mean.
School teacher. We know school teachers
right.
are rich.
I'm saying that. Most of the women I talk to, and maybe it's because it's my friend group, or maybe they're deluding themselves. But most of the women I talk to would be happy if they found someone who had that they liked, who was a school teacher, who had any kind of consistent vocation and could at least, carry their own weight. No, the guys don't agree. The focus group of Miles and Benjamin does not agree.
It sounds like that's now, though. It sounds like, you
man,
really are in time.
I don't know how to nicely say it, so I'm looking at y'all.
No, don't say it nicely. We need to speak plainly. That's what Black Mariage Monday is for.
No, I'm not allowed to speak
But
freely.
Miles can.
It's too late in the game now to settle for the nice guy teacher that has a regular job.
Well, I don't understand.
Before the divorce and before the kids, would they have the same mentality?
Yes, I think so, but I don't know. It's hard to say because
in LA, you want the ball player, you want the actor, you want the guy you see from Instagram and social media that you comparing your man to, the
magical guy in your head.
And that's when he's saying that he has actually more. Now, if he starts comparing you to the other women that he has options to, then now he's the bad guy. So let's just stop comparing, and as you said, stop putting your shit on.
Well, comparison comparison is not helpful in any situation.
When men marry you, we know what we get into. We are completely aware of all the things. Y'all want us to be, again, the magical man that's in your head. And it's really hard to be that guy. That's why it's never enough. The money. Sometimes dudes just like fixing cars. He don't need a chain, but y'all want him like, you should get a chain of mechanic shops. Like, no, I just want to fix cars, and that's not enough because he doesn't make enough. Should.
Well, okay, we're gonna leave that there because I think that there.
We don't have to leave it.
No, I think there are plenty of women who would be happy. There are many men shooting their shot that don't have any job. That don't have any qualifications. And that's what a lot of women are just, can I find a man could at least pay his own way to the Cheesecake Factory? Yeah. You know, so I think that's... He
needs to be gainfully employed on both sides.
That particular conversation cuts both ways.
He needs to be gainfully employed. We're not talking about brokies. We're talking about, you said Marriage Mondays.
Yeah.
We're talking about marriage, moving towards
marriage
something.
Material, yeah.
You have to have
back
be gainfully
to the potential.
employed.
Back to the potential.
We're not talking about potential.
The fixer-upper.
We're not talking about the controlling, all that other stuff.
But
We're
at the same
people who show up.
but at the same time, I feel like you do want to support your person's dreams.
You should.
Even if they're not all the way manifested.
There should be tangible, measurable evidence in their pursuing them.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
I absolutely.
You should. But again, like we 50 and now we're trying to be a rapper. Like you want to wait till you're 45 and now you want to be a rapper? Like, bro, like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
EC says we're not the white picket fence. Do you want a partner or a parent? Says B Bell. Women said they choose the bear over the man, says Jeff M. SMH. Yeah, but that was a random man and a random bear. It wasn't our husband or a bear. It was.
But how do you get to that though? That's why I mentioned earlier. You have to stay long enough to figure that out. Everybody come with junk. Everybody is imperfect and come with some junk. But if you're going to be like, oh, I can't do this at the first sign of I don't like something that reminds me of somebody I was with before, how do you get to that point? I'm trying to get you to the altar. How do we get to Marriage Mondays if you failing at dating? That's all I'm trying to do.
According to comedian Monique Marvez, men want 3 things from women. We want you to be in a good mood. We want you to be quiet. And you want you to be willing to please us.
I don't necessarily say quiet. I don't want a quiet woman. I want my woman to speak up. But sometimes you don't have to comment on everything that happens in my life. I don't need to narrate the narration of my life. And because I personally being married, the hardest part about marriage to me is God dealing with me while somebody's in my space. So if God is already dealing with me and you're reminding me of my junk daily while God is still on me, why would I want to show up? I'm never enough. I'm a superhero in the world, and then I come home and I get reminded I'm not enough when I get home. That doesn't feel good.
Yeah, so it's not being quiet. There's a difference between being quiet and being a constant narrator.
Yeah.
It sounds like.
Your silence is powerful. As a woman, imagine, and Miles can say, when we like you, the silence of our woman can break our heart. And I'm not talking about some, I'm not speaking to you. It's like making you sad in any kind of way. When we like you, this is locked in. It will break our heart. We want you to talk. We want you to share. But if it's all about what I need to do in becoming the magical man, I don't want to hear that.
That conversation.
Yes.
Woo, it's a Black Mariage Monday, 800-920-1580. They say you're preaching real good. They feeling you this morning, Ron G. Go feel them at the Laugh Factory this Sunday. That would be good. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
During this time, it's important for everyone to know your rights. The 4th, 5th, and 6th Amendments in the U.S. Constitution protects every one of us, regardless of immigration status. The 4th Amendment requires a judicial warrant to search your home. The 5th protects your right to remain silent, and the 6th gives you the right to an attorney. Just remember,
no warrant, no key, privacy. You don't have to speak. No lawyer inside. Don't say a thing. Yeah, we all got rights.
Hey, we all got rights.
We asked seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up.
Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
call your senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
The Comedy Connection series featuring KBLA's Zoe Williams, the voice of reason, and the alpha male of comedy, Ray Grady. We're going to transform relationship disasters into stand-up material live at Inglewood's Miracle Theater on May 31st at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. My clinical team will disclose all of your dating woes, while the alpha male of comedy, Ray Grady, has hand-selected supremely talented comedians to roast all of our tragic relationship choices. I dare you to bring your ex's phone number, because Ray, he's going to text it live, and the crowd will be sourcing emojis. Tickets are moving swiftly, so don't hesitate to grab yours at themiracleinglewood.com before I diagnose your dating history as a pre-existing condition.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DiPrima on First Things First.
Ooh, the chat is on fire. Ron G, you got them fired up. I love seeing progressive-minded women who knows the world, says Courtney. And B. Bell says, you all better find someone who loves you for you. Life is short and you can't take anything with you, including your partner, just saying. But life can be hella long, too, if you're not happy. So that's another...
Man, I've seen it.
Yeah, so that's
somebody who
another
marries somebody
point.
that's miserable.
So we figured it out. You're a Miracle Theater conversation. You're there with Ray Grady and our own Zoe Williams. That sounds scary. Like I said, I'll be in the back of the theater with my hat down and my shades on. He said he's going to have his clinical team dissect my relationship problems.
I think that's awesome.
Thank you. That sounds terrible.
So here's the thing. It's cheaper than therapy and divorce.
Much cheaper than divorce, yeah.
Much cheaper than divorce.
And it'll undoubtedly be funny because you're hilarious. Grady's hilarious. And Zoe kind of funny too, even though he's not.
Grady's insane. Yeah. Grady's a madman.
Yeah.
In a good way. He's a madman.
Yeah. You guys are two of my faves.
Oh, man. Yeah, and Zoe good people too, man. I can't wait to work with him. It's been a while since I've seen him, but I'm super happy, man. I'm glad he's over here working with y'all.
Morris Phillips says, I've got a friend whose wife is very dominant, unchurched, non-complimentary, and short, but they've been together 40 plus years. Weird comment, but also I get it because sometimes it does seem like men say they act like they say they want peace, but they act like they like toxic.
I think that's a byproduct of how you were raised. A lot of times when you have an overbearing mom, it feels familiar, and sometimes it feels like she cares because she's on me, and it's like that until you find peace, and you're like, oh, this is what I've been waiting on. That's why you hear men say, I just want some peace. Peace and quiet is very important to men who are very evolved.
Mm-hmm. Well, peace is I think it's important to me. I'm not going to speak for all women. Of course you are.
You're a very peaceful person.
Yeah, mostly.
But also as a man, when you're not evolved, you date for where you're at, not where you're going. They just happen to do it 40 years.
Date for where you're at, not where you're going.
Men who don't have their stuff together, they date for where they're at, not where they're going. Usually with men who are clear about their path, you date for where you're going. Because a crack in the plane on the ground is not a problem.
Okay. I'm not gonna ask you about Shannon Sharp dating for where you are versus where you're going.
I got answers.
Okay.
I just feel like dudes who got chicks before success, they move a certain kind of way, and dudes who get success and didn't get women move a certain kind of way.
Oh, in other words, if you weren't popular with the ladies before you were rich and famous, you have one perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's a certain way that dudes act when they've had a certain kind of way. Like women like that because they don't need nothing, and it's attractive to women. But when they know you're
Mark,
I don't know how to say it. Yeah,
Mark.
Yeah, there you go. Tricked.
Right.
When they know they can get something from you. I call it stripper charm. Men who don't get women don't identify stripper charm, but when you get women, you're like, oh, you putting that on? This is a script. Get out of here.
Wow.
Scram.
Okay, back to marriage. I mean, Jerry says a real boss woman can move mountains in 5 words or less. Part of, I think, what we are looking for is that security of trust, and I don't know, maybe what you call nagging. Maybe it's, it could be just love. Like we just want the best for you. You don't read it that way at all.
Okay. It doesn't matter what I think. It's the person that you're with and how they respond to your criticism, whatever word you want to use. Because I feel like women, y'all legit have the cheat code to life. Men we don't require a lot. You can get so much more from a man by being kind to him because the nagging doesn't change behavior. But if you're like, hey, babe, it really upsets me. It requires vulnerability. It really upsets me when you do this. How can we work through that? Meaning we're solving a we issue together versus like, I don't like when you do this. Don't do this anymore. But that doesn't change behavior.
Right.
But the softness of delivery, hey, babe, it really bothers me when you spend so much time fixing the car versus coming in and hanging out with me. Yeah. A man who loves you will respond to that.
Or even focusing on what we want. That's what I'm training myself, not what we don't want. I'm not even going to focus on the time you're spending with the car. I'm just going to say, can you set aside some time for me, please?
That's not a problem.
Yeah.
But again, the tone.
I don't want to compete with
it's the tone.
I don't want to compete with the car. Yeah. I want to focus on what I want. I want more of your time, okay?
Right.
Whatever you got to take that from, it's not even my business.
That's reasonable.
But can you
But critiquing the thing that we love, like, why are you always on that game, does not change behavior.
Right. So it's focusing on, like Sahar Ali always says, focusing on what we want.
Yeah.
Not
Tone be
what we
trash.
don't want.
You can have you can have every woman listening right now, you can have exactly what you want. If you change your tone, stop listening to your friends, and be gentle as you, and give him the same grace that you would like to have.
I think that's key because that transcends this whole gender war, which we can do another show on another day online, which is give the grace that we all need because none of us are perfect.
Man, it's so easy. The stuff that men want is ridiculous. It's so ridiculously simple that y'all don't even believe it.
Yeah. Well, we're out of time. This has been so much fun. This
has been amazing.
You're going to have to come back and do it again.
I'll definitely come back.
Remind them how to find you.
Do I have time to make one little statement before we leave?
Yes, you do.
So my wife and I have been married for 6 years, and 17 of our friends got divorced. 17 people we know got divorced.
Wow.
Can I tell you what the first issue is?
What?
The first issue is most people don't date people they like. That's it. Date somebody you enjoy, because gravity and time are going to take care of all the other stuff. Find somebody that you just enjoy their company, enjoy being in their space. Because you can't qualify and be like, yeah, I want to love him. I want somebody, but he need to make this amount. That's qualifying love. I'm not saying don't date somebody who's gainfully employed, but find somebody who's gainfully employed and you like them. Yeah. That's the starting point.
Yeah.
Cool.
I agree. I think that's what I meant by compatibility. At least someone you like.
I don't like that word, but all good.
Someone you like, that works.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, comedian Ron G.
On everything. Please follow me. Don't block your blessing.
Don't block your blessing. You follow me at DiPrima Radio, and we're KBLA 1580. Tavis Smiley is up next. He's Monday morning strong for you. He's got an incredible show on deck. Don't forget, we keep tapping in on social, so hit me up. Like, follow, make a smart comment. It's all good. Tomorrow is Talking Point Tuesday, so we are going to be shot out of a cannon. Don't forget to tap in. Like my mother, the great Diane DiPrima, the poet, used to say, history is now, and we are making it together. Until tomorrow, one love.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News. Items loaned to D.C.'s National Museum of African American History are being returned after President Trump signed an order to remove, quote,